Yo, what's good, boys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the psychology rules and just the overall psychology edge that I personally use that gives me an edge against prop firms, that helps me get funded with prop firms, that helps me withdraw payouts from prop firms. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Before we get right into the actual edge that I like to use for my psychology, there's a few takeaways that I want you guys to get out of this video. The first one being how to actually bulletproof your trading psychology so that you're not even worrying about crashing out. You're not even worrying about breaking your rules or blowing accounts, because when you have a clear set of rules in place for your psychology, it makes it so that you're not being a dumbass, so that you're not breaking your rules, so that you're not crashing out, and it just simplifies straight up everything. So that's the main first thing I want you guys to take away by the end of this video, and I'm going to explain in detail how you can actually get your psychology in check, especially before this trading week that we have coming up. And by the end of this video, you're actually going to have your own clear set of psychology rules, and most importantly, the main reason why you guys actually watch my channel is to be able to pass fundeds and withdraw payouts, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. Also, right now, if you guys don't know, the trading space is absolutely cooked. Anybody thinks that they are, in a position where they can teach without actually having any results themselves. I'm not one of those people. Here are some of my results, some recent payouts that I took, as well as I have been moved to a live funded account with Topstep before. Also right now sitting at around an 82% win rate on my Topstep accounts. So I just wanted to show this in case anybody here is new, so that you know that I actually know what I'm talking about. All that aside, let's get right into it. So this is a chart that I kind of looked at a while ago when my psych actually started to click in my trading, when I was actually starting to pass fundeds, when I was actually starting to secure prop firm payouts. This was a chart that made me realize what I was actually doing wrong in my trading. So let's explain what this actually is. This is a chart based on psychology that I wish I had when I started out as a trader, because this literally simplifies everything about the trading journey in general. On the left here we have confidence, on the bottom here we have wisdom, which wisdom is just like your knowledge and how long you've been trading for, your overall experience. Confidence is how confident you are in your system, how confident you are in your plan, to not crash out, to stay patient, to stay disciplined. This is what confidence in. Wisdom, it's more like your own experience, your own, mistakes that you've made in your trading. You learn from that, and that's why trading oftentimes takes a lot of time, right? To go from knowing nothing to becoming an expert. Trading takes time because you basically have to go through this period in your trading to where a lot of the times you're gonna start off right here, the peak of Mount Stupid. What is that, right? You're gambling, you're blowing accounts, you're risking heavy as hell. Maybe you're gambling to get payouts, or you're just not walking away after you take a loss. You're doing a lot of the dumb things that beginner traders do. And so many people spend way too much time in this actual point in their trading. And right now you may be wondering, what is this like big ass drop here, right? This is your confidence dropping. When you blow a lot of funded accounts, when you crash out, when you keep breaking your rules, you're gonna literally feel like nothing's working and you're just kind of trapped in the valley of despair. And this may sound simple, but the way that you actually get out of this is by just following your plan, right? If you have backtested data on your system, on your strategy, that proves to you that it's profitable, all that you then got to do is execute that in the live market. Stop overcomplicating your trading. And eventually, once you start to follow your plan, right, that you have backtested data on, you reach the slope of enlightenment. This is basically when your trading starts to actually click for you. And with time, right, you start to understand that you can't keep having the bad habits in your trading that you used to have, because you have wisdom and you know what actually happens when you're being a dumbass, when you're breaking your rules, when you're not following your trading plan, right? And the reason why I'm gonna spend a lot of time going over this right now is because trading in general, in my opinion, is like all psychology. I don't care which strategy that you trade, it's all psychology at the end of the day. The best trader is the trader who can actually stay patient, disciplined for their setups to appear, not crash out, have high confidence, right? And actually be sustainable in their trading. What does sustainable mean? It just means being consistent long term, right? And to reach that point in your trading, you're gonna have to go through these tough ass moments, which if I'm being totally real, probably about like 80% of traders fall off here and they just never get past this. From my own trading experience, as well as just from watching other traders develop and just grow in general, the people who stay stuck at the valley of despair and just low confidence in their trading are just the people who pretty much don't put in the actual work needed to become a profitable trader. They're not journaling their trades, they're not back testing, maybe they don't even have data on the system that they're trading, and they're just not putting in enough effort to actually make trading work. But I promise you, if you're journaling every day, you're back testing like a week of data per day, you're getting your model down, you know that your model is profitable and back testing, eventually you will be on this slope of enlightenment, right? It's all gonna start to click with time. Very important. Time is important because you got to be patient in trading, right? We're not just going to be hella aggressive spamming every single setup that we take. We got to take the best setups. We got to be patient for them. Also, if you guys need to grab some accounts for this week, grab some Lucid accounts using code KRABS. This is my favorite prop firm right now. Their Flex 50K accounts are absolutely fire. You can get up to 5 accounts with them. And circling back to what I said before, your strategy literally does not matter at all. I don't care if you're trading trend lines. I don't care if you're trading like IFEGs, whatever. It does not matter. All that matters is that you're following your actual plan and your psych is in check. I know some people that deadass trade like break and retests and they're some of the best traders, right? But the reason why they're profitable is not because of their strategy. Their strategy is probably simple as hell. Like my strategy is pretty simple. I use a higher time frame narrative. I then wait for price to tap into one of my key levels, and that's it. I pretty much trade off of limit orders a lot. And yeah, it's really not complicated, but the reason why I can be profitable with my strategy and somebody that I teach my strategy to won't be profitable with is because they don't actually follow it. They crash out and they're in their mind too much, right? They take 1 loss or they take 2 losses, their confidence drops and they're in this pretty much valley of despair like how we talked about before. And usually people end up here actually after taking a few losses for sure. Also, for you as a trader personally, you might have some of these issues in your trading. You know, I've definitely had these in the past in my trading, but I've been able to fix them. So yeah, let's call these out and see if actually you might have these in your trading. So first up, not having a daily loss limit rule in place. Why is this important? It's important because you don't want to have a crash out day, a full tilt day, to the point to where you just blow your account because you don't have a daily loss limit set on your accounts. If you're trading on like Topstep or Lucid, they make it very, very easy to set a daily loss limit. You know, just go in the settings, just set it, because worst case scenario, you're having a tilt day and you'll just liquidate and block your account so that you can't take any more trades. If you're trading like a 50K account, I would say, you know, keep your max daily loss limit at like $250 or $500, depending on how many trades you're actually allowed to take based on your strategy. But yeah, number 2 is over risking on prop firms on a 50K account. When I used to risk heavy, like, you know, going for big ass swings for a big payout or something, that wasn't consistent for me as a trader. For some people, maybe, you know, they'll do that whole rinse and repeat thing with prop firms, but for me, I like to trade them, you know, light risk consistently, because what I care about is not blowing money on evals and just taking payouts out of these accounts. That's my edge. I don't spend a lot at all on evaluations because I don't risk heavy. A 50K account, I'll risk at most like $250 a trade. I'll usually risk $100 to $200 per trade, and I like to go for higher RR moves. Number 3, I see this very common in so many people: over trading, not securing profits, right? Sometimes you'll be up hella, you'll be floating hella in profits, you'll give it all back just because you got hit break even. Over trading is probably the most common issue that I see with a lot of beginner traders, because they don't know that less is actually more. And once you learn to get off the charts, that's when you're actually going to start making more money, because all that you really need is 1 good trade a day. So yeah, overall, I'll give you guys my own trading psychology rules that I use in my own trading. First one being always having set a daily loss limit. For me, on a 50K, it'll be at most $500 lost in a day. But also keep in mind, this does definitely depend on where your account is at. If you're just starting off with an account, say you don't yet have a buffer built, my max loss limit will be just set at $250 a day. That's the max I can lose in a day on a 50K. But if I have a big buffer built, I can allow myself to kind of increase my risk. Number 2 is risking light based on your account size. So usually I like to risk no more than 0.5% on a trade. If I'm building a buffer, I'll risk like $100 per trade on a 50K, or if my buffer's built, then I'll risk like $250 a trade. It really does depend on where my account is at. But my main point here is that you don't have to risk a lot to make a lot on prop firms. When you start copy trading 5, 10, 15 accounts at once, you can risk small across all of those accounts and still make hella cash on the day. Number 3, this is the rule that literally changed my trading completely. If you take one loss in a session, that's it, hop off, walk away. Why? Your drawn liquidity could be wrong. You could be feeling emotions after a loss. This has been like the biggest rule in my trading that literally changed everything for me. And also sticking to, if you take one win, just get off the charts, you're done, that's it. And by the way, these are proven profitable trading psychology rules for any strategy. This alone can make you profitable no matter how you're trading, whether you trade trend lines, whether you trade order flow, ICT, whatever you're doing. These rules simplify everything on your psychology. And if you're a newer trader, especially one trading session is more than enough for, at most an hour. If you stay on the charts for more than an hour, in my opinion, you can start to feel some emotions. You can, want to feel that feeling of wanting to be in a trade. So yeah, just stick to one session, whether that's like Asia or whether that's AM, it's up to you. I like to trade a lot of Asia. And most importantly, stop overcomplicating your trading. Trading is meant to be simple, but it's not simple when you overcomplicate it. 98% of traders fail because they're undisciplined, they're average, they're fat Americans that have nothing going for them, and they just get into trading thinking they're gonna kill it, and they actually get rinsed for every single dollar from the disciplined people. The disciplined people make money from the undisciplined people. That's literally how it works. Also, if you right now are a trader who's not really where you want to be, if you keep blowing prop firm evaluations, if you can't secure a prop firm payout, I currently have an offer where I guarantee to work with you one-on-one until you're funded over 250K with prop firms and capital and receive your first ever prop firm payouts. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to get coached by me one-on-one, the first link in the description is where you can apply to work with me. And if you're a good fit, if you're serious, then you'll be accepted into my one-on-one program. If you guys are new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. I definitely do want to make more types of videos like this, just going over things that I wish I knew in my trading back in the day. So yeah, until next time, love you all, peace out, good looks.